Hello.
Hi, Rahim.
Uh,
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? And how's business?
Business is ticking along, going well, going well. Thank you for
Oh,
asking.
that's fantastic. That's
Thank you for
fantastic.
asking. Tell me.
Okay. We're doing the refurb for that property.
Mm-hmm.
We You got an exemption from the council, right? For the council tax. So they
Yeah.
gave me up till this year.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the line, apparently they went to look at the look of the property
Mm-hmm.
and saw that it was on booking.com.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in Nigeria since February, so I go back recently. I saw some letters, and in those letters, first of all, they charged me from that time
Mm-hmm.
till now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, because I'm only just getting those letters now, they've also issued, is it what they call it, liability notice or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they sent a notice of liability order, and they sent a bill from the time, all this enforcement. So I was really confused. I was like, but I have an exemption. Anyway, I just called them this morning. So I was like, oh, I saw all these letters. I was away. I came back. I saw all these letters dating for a period where I was supposed to have had exemption. And then the lady said, oh, yeah, that the reason that they issued the letters was because they saw the property on booking.com. And with comments to show that people stayed there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I just obviously I didn't want to say the wrong thing, so I just feigned not hearing what she was saying initially. I was like, and then I cut the line. So I said, let me call you if you had the experience, because what I need to demonstrate to them is what do I say to them, so that, because once they start issuing order from court and all those things, I don't want anything that will go on my credit, because obviously they've dated it back, like I said, to last year. I didn't know. And it's only when they sent me the letters to my house this period now that I'm seeing all this. And then not only did they date it back, they now dated it back like you have not paid. Do you understand? They're not only notifying you about it, they are now saying you are late in payment. So that's why I said, let me call you if you've had this experience. And then I was saying that for another thing is there a way to, just the way Airbnb, I think if you put in my address on Google, for example, it will not come up on Airbnb, but on booking.com, it will come up. Is there a way to hide the address so that when people say they want to come to Seven Sisters, it doesn't necessarily need to show my exact address?
So you can go to the location. Okay. Let me address the first thing first, right? So the first thing first. I think you may have missed it, because I think I'm not sure if it's Baba or something like that did mention the exemptions only applies when you are doing work in the property. They will give you a year or 6 months, okay, to give you time to do the
that's what I'm saying. They gave me till April this year.
Correct. Yes.
But now they've been charging me since last year.
Let me help you now. They will give you 1 year. Yeah. Okay. They will say from 1st of March to the 1st of April to the 31st of March next year, right? To give you time to do the works. However, as soon as you finish the works, you've got your tenant in, you need to notify them, because your exemption nullifies straight away. Okay? So that's how the council operate. Okay? Unfortunately, what we need to tell them is when we complete the works, right? If you want to drag it or not, and when you go live, so that, look, I've gone live, I forgot to inform you that the property is now rented. Apologies, I missed it. I did not aware about it. And then see how we can set up a payment plan to pay them back. But the exemptions only applies whilst you're carrying on the works at the property. As soon as you complete, whether it's 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or maybe at the month 12, right? As soon as that finishes, then you are liable to pay council tax. That's how it works basically throughout the UK, including Scotland. Okay? So the options we have here is to say, look, I finish in December or I finish in January, whatever day you want to finish, show them the proof of the works that we've done in the property, because obviously we've done work there. making sure that the date your property is gone live, I'm not sure if they can see that online, right? They will see your property is live, but I don't think they will know when the property went live. Tell them when you started renting their property, so they can give you literally the amount you need to pay during that period. But as long as we are renting the property, we're liable, or our tenant is liable to pay the council tax. Now, in order for you to avoid them putting liability on you or taking you to court, is to start paying the money. Okay? So now you've got two options.
Let me understand, what does the liability order mean?
Liability order
means liability order is not issued from the court.
It is an issue the court will give you, a magistrate court will give you. It's not CCJ, right? But that order will be on your file until you start paying the money or you pay the money in full. So the two options you have here is one option to go and talk to them. Look, I wasn't here. I was in Nigeria. I just got back. Forgot to tell you this had happened. I sincerely apologize for it. And then say, look, I'm happy to pay it in an installment basis. Some council will turn a blind eye and say, look, Bruno, you did not know about this. They can set you on a payment plan or split the payments, okay? Some of them will say, look, we don't care. We've contacted you several times. You did not respond to us. We need the whole amount, or basically we go to court, right? But most of them will take the first option, because going to court is nobody else's kind of advantage anyways, because you can go back to court and tell them, look, I'm only going to pay how much I can afford. But the only thing is not good for you on your file, because that would leave a stamp on it. Okay, so the option we get is to give them a call, put our hands up, we forgot about it, we made a mistake, we're happy to pay, how do we pay? So as soon as they start paying, they will withdraw the order from the court, right? And then that will be wiped off your rate of your credit as well.
It's not on my credit score here, but I think I just don't want it to get to that point when it gets
good.
to a public.
If it doesn't get to that point, then what you want to do is to give them a call, tell them what I've just told you there. Okay? And then the other thing
You're sure they will not... You're sure admitting that you did not contact them will not be a penalty against you?
No, it won't be a penalty, because you could say, I forget. I forgot. I wasn't in this country. You know, you have to be...
Okay, let me give you the exact scenario.
Yeah.
Because the only way they know is that there are 4 reviews on my Booking.com thing. There is in August last year, there's in September last year, and then there's January. So it's from those reviews they notice. Is it not possible to say we were testing something on the property at the time or something?
That's not going to work.
I don't want to...
Bruno, all we need to do is to put our hands up, say we forgot to do it. Yeah? Give them a date when you finish your work, whatever date that may be. Right? Because everybody forget. You got various properties. This happens to be one of them that you forgot. You think you've told the council already about it, and a direct debit is set up. You only saw this when you came back and realized this had happened. But going back saying anything else would just make it fishy, and then obviously end up dragging down the line. All you could say, look, I wasn't aware about it. I'm happy to pay for it. Let's put a plan on. They will ask you how much you can afford. Hopefully, then you can tell them what you can afford. And then we start paying it that way. It's for you now to tell them from when you finish the works. Okay?
Okay, and it has to be aligned with when there was a public review or something like that, right?
Yes, it could be along that way, so that then would they know. And then you go back, then show them all the pictures of the works we've done, tell them when we complete, and then tell them when we complete. We honestly thought we have actually let them know, but obviously we forgot. So we are prepared to make whatever installment to get the money paid.
Okay, no worries. So that's one. Then the second one is I don't want them to Google the address, because especially now I'm going through the remortgage process. That's another long thing, but I don't want to. It's been so difficult to get a remortgage, so I thought I should also let you know when you don't have the passport, the ILR. The options are so limited.
Yeah.
We've gone back and forth, but yeah, we just got evaluation. I was there 2 weeks ago, so those are some of the things I wanted to tell you about. I was there 2 weeks ago, and they gave evaluation for 130.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, let me finish the first one. I want to start with the good news and then the bad news.
Okay.
So, is there a way on Booking.com extranet where if you Google 20 Kaima, you don't see it, or you don't mind?
So what you want to do basically, you know, when you're uploading your property, there is a map, and that map has a pointer on it. Okay, you can actually move it. They will ask you if this location is correct. If you say the location is incorrect, they'll ask you to move it wherever you want to move it, and you can move it then. So whoever searches for property will see a property around that area. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact area of where or the exact number of your property.
So does that prevent, so if somebody who knows 20 Kaima, because don't forget, the reason I'm saying this is because I don't want a lender to go and Google 20 Kaima and then they see Booking.com and they see the name. You know the way Booking.com shows the actual address against the
that's
booking.
What I'm saying. So you're going to go and amend the address, aren't you? You're going to amend the address, right, by moving that cursor, right? You need to go to the map and move it to where you want to move it.
Okay, yeah? I'll find the map on the property details, yeah?
Yes, if you go there, it will show you where the property address is.
Okay, so I'll figure out that what you're saying is just the property map I need to change, right?
Yes. You don't need to change it. You could move it to make it wherever you want. You feel fit. That will show the location. Yeah.
Okay. I'll look for how to find property layout. I'll look for it. No problem. I understand what you're saying. Okay. And then I will test it to see whether when I Google it, I can't find it. Now, the last thing I'll talk about the not so good news property, but on our way to remortgage.
Yeah.
And now my property is in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. It's so far off.
Yeah.
And guess the not so good news. Mm-hmm. Even though we met a very good what do you call them, surveyor of value or something. Mm-hmm. You know, I went there with one of my friends who is very vast in properties. So somehow, well, we two things. There were parts of the renovation that were on the walls of the property. There were some holes. I took pictures that would have marked us down completely and given the property away. But the ultimate thing was that it's a non-standard construction. The valuer picked that up, that it is a non-standard construction. When he went to the loft, said the thing is concrete. That the property was built with concrete, and so it's a non-standard construction. And so I'm only able to talk like this now because we actually got a number. Because my friend was saying to me that it depends on how the valuer plays it. If he puts it down there that it's the non-standard construction, we're not going to get any lending. But he appreciated the level of modernization that had been brought to the property. And then when he gave his valuation report, he didn't use those terms, even though he mentioned like concrete, this, that. Me, I didn't even do that. I was
What's the end value?
How did this happen? He gave us 130.
What was our estimate?
Our estimate was actually 130.
Fantastic. That's good.
Yeah, so that's the good news. But what that just tells me down the line is that one needs to sell the property as fast as possible, because we might be lucky with this valuer today, but you might not be lucky with another one.
No, as long as they've given, listen, as long as not buying standard construction property is the best way not to buy houses, okay? But there are non-standard construction.
How do you mean?
Like it's not the best option, so to speak, right? But it doesn't mean that you're not gonna get a valuation again. You can still get this valuation again, okay? They will just have to note that on the valuation report. Okay, but obviously in the future...
Yeah, but I heard there are a lot of lenders that don't give houses that are non-standard.
As I was saying then, getting 130k in it, boom, is good, right? Were we able to recycle our money, right? Again? We were able to recycle our money, right?
Well, yeah, I think we'll be able to recycle our money.
Fantastic. Okay, so that's what I wanted to hear. Congratulations for doing that, by the way. So what you now want to do, if you don't want it, you can flog it. Okay? But what I'm trying to say is basically, you may have restrictions on lenders, right? But we will have, there are lenders out there. As long as we recycle our money, that's the most important thing. If we now want to flog it down the line, we can flog it. Okay? And that place is far, you're right, but it's a residential area. Okay? People will buy the houses there, if that's what you're saying.
It's far, Rahim. I ordered food. Do you know how much I paid for delivery? £15 to deliver food to me.
Is it?
Oh, gosh. I paid £15 to order the food. In fact, on the website, it was £10. By the time I took the order, they called me. They said, where I am is so far that they'll charge me $50. I said, it's the first time in my life I'll hear that something to and it's not in an international whatever, you know.
I see. So yeah, so it wasn't the bestest location wise, if you remember when we looked at it. Okay, but end of the day, people are gonna be living there. Hopefully, we're not gonna be living there, right? And end of the day, we're able to recycle our money. The next option that we need to be thinking about: do we want to keep or want to sell? Right? If we want to sell, we put it on the market. I believe people will buy it more than 130,000, because valuation figures is lower than the actual sale figure. Do you know that, right?
Yeah, the guy actually said that because of some of the works, because some of the things I'm telling you now that were not done, that's why the property value came down. But he just, the way he says he took note of outstanding work in the final valuation of 130, which means if some of all those things were done, he would do it. Then lastly, Rahim, so that's why I said there's good and there's bad news. Because for me, with that, I don't want to be saddled with anything. We'll sell it on Twitter. I noticed that, and I was told is the way I don't know if it's the painter, you know, all the edges. I'm going to send you pictures of all these things I'm saying. All the edges of the house, they are like line cracks. You know, and they said it's because when they were painting, that is something they're supposed to put first, like a plastic thing before they paint, so that normally property, the walls shift a bit. So even though when the walls shift, you will not be seeing that line round all the corners, you know.
So you mean the property? So you mean the property shrink? Yes. Would the property shrink? You can see little cracks on it, yes?
Yeah, all the way from the stair, anywhere where there are joints around the wall. So most of the places are just, there are a couple of things. That call was supposed to be a separate call because it was my first time going to the property and seeing all these things. So I wanted to give you feedback, right? Because that wall thing just makes it, that whole line crack, because I was being told that those that could have been avoided if when they were painting they put on something. There was also another thing around damp coming from the ground somewhere. So yeah, I wanted to know who did that particular aspect of the work, whether they could go and sort of adjust it or something.
I don't think, I'm going to be honest with you, they're not going to go there anymore, right? They've done that work God knows how long ago, right?
They're not working anymore.
No, even if they're working, they're not going to go there. I know the builders. I know builders are like, okay? That's how they're like. So if we didn't
are they not going to be paid? Why would they not be work? Why would they not want to go back?
What I'm saying is the only way they could go back there is that you have to pay them back to go and do the work.
Of course, they will be paid now.
Okay.
I'm not saying they should come
what
and do it for free.
What I would like us to do first is to send me the photos, right? Let's have a look at it and see if it's something that needs fixing, right? If it needs fixing urgently, we don't need to send the same people there because they will charge us more. We can look for someone reasonable based on what needs to be done. They go and do it for us.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. So that's what I would suggest we do.
Yeah. No, I'll say I took the pictures. In fact, that one on the external wall was a major thing. If you know what we had to do, because that place is so far, we got there late. Me and my friend, we had to find a way to get to Screwfix. We went to get the thing to close that wall because they said if the valuer sees that wall open like that, that is going to affect our distance. So that night, we had to find a way to close that wall that was on the external wall. You know, I will send all these pictures I sent to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
Other than that, the house was nicely done. I'm just telling you the things that were not, just little things that could have just made it perfect. But you know.
Fine.
I
So
appreciate
so
where
so
we
it's
come
good.
from.
It's good you went there. At least you saw your investment property, which is kind of a good thing, right? But let's get the revaluation done. Okay. If you're going to
Remortgage, you mean?
yes, remortgage rather, right? Let's get the remortgage done. But bearing in mind that if you want to remortgage, if you want to sell, there's no point to remortgage, right?
No. I will sell after 2 years.
Oh, after sale, fantastic then. Okay, that's fine then. So if it's after
because I'm taking a 2-year product.
Okay, well, that's fine then. So let's remortgage, recycle our money. The small once we've recycled the money, any change we have, we go and fix the little thing that needs to be sorted out.
Yeah. I'm going to pull out my money at least to maybe try and go again one more time or something. I don't know.
Fantastic.
But I wouldn't want to go that way at all. Yeah. But Rahim, this thing you told me to do, I'm struggling to do it. So this, as in this whole thing, this property thing, because they're in the process of my remortgage. I don't want any lender now to come and say they googled the house and they saw it on Booking.com.
You know what I advise you to do? Is to unlist your property until you finish the remortgage. Yeah, that's what I advise you to do, because the remortgage is gonna take you 2 to 3 weeks, right? Or now even less than that. Now it's gonna be less than that now because the valuation is been done. Unlist it for a couple of weeks or so until. Is
that what you call snooze? Is that the same as snooze?
There's somewhere other option that will ask you to unlist. Yeah, because if you snooze it, it might be picked up. I don't think they have picked it up, because if they had picked it up, the mortgage valuation officer would be the one who's gonna tell them.
Yeah, no, the mortgage valuation did not, but I don't want an underwriter to go and check, because now we still need to go through underwriter.
Okay, so what you now want to do then is to unlist it for a couple of weeks or so. Just to be on the safe side.
Is that the same thing as snoozing? I don't know where to find all this.
Snoozing is when you pause the property. There's an option that's gonna ask you if you want to unlist it.
So when I want to list it, I will restart again.
No, you can relist the property again. Once you've unlist, you'll have an option that will ask you to relist. Okay, and then you will relist it again. Yeah, and they will ask you an option. When you said unlist, they will ask you how long. You're gonna tell them how long for. And they relist it. That's what I advise you to do.
Okay, so this your map thing will not work.
Yeah, because
this property is getting a lot of getting a lot of bookings this period. I don't have money.
You just have to sacrifice that. You look at a bigger picture, Bruno. Yeah,
that's why I was trying to hide the address.
Yeah, but you look at a bigger picture. Anyone who's gonna book you is not gonna book you instantly, right? You are nearly at the end now. You've only got 1 week to go, right? You only got 1 week to go, and you know you're recycling your money. It's worth the risk, isn't it? That's how I would do it. Because moving it, even if you move it, they Google it, they're gonna look at the photos of the property. Because your property is the only Airbnb in that area. Right? Clearly they will look at the photos, because the valuation officer will take photos. Right? They will look at the photos, they will realize it's the same thing.
No, the good thing is my photos are not the same. I didn't change the photos. Okay, I'm putting the coin is the same actually. No, it's not. It's not the same photos.
Well, if it's not the same photos, then do what I've told you. But it is at your risk.
Which one? The map thing?
Yeah.
I will try, but if you can, I'll try. No problem. I'll try and do it, but I'm just struggling to do it. I'm there now, but I'm just struggling to move it. I don't know.
Ring Booking.com. Ask them. Tell them that your property is in the wrong location. You want to amend it on the map. They will either amend it.
Do you have their number?
Pardon? Yeah, I can WhatsApp you their number.
Okay.
Yeah? I'll WhatsApp you the number. All right, no problem. Thanks, Bruno. This investor just recycled all her money out, but she's still complaining about little things. But see, you cannot cheat the system. Whatever you do in life, you got to be honest. Be transparent in whatever you do, and don't be too greedy. Sometimes it will go after you. You finish renovation works, put your hand up, tell the people, look, I've done my renovation. I've finished. So let me start paying my council tax. If you think you can cheat the system, sometimes it can come haunting you. So I really hope we've learned from this lesson, and we're going to be honest and try to do the right thing to get you the right stuff, okay? So I hope the session has been helpful. If you like, stay in Rahim Bass Club to learn more. Thank you.